And now, the weather. Dear Diary is the introduction to ATEEZ's Fever series, and the first line states, 29th of July, weather is clear. This line marks the beginning of Fever, and we know for ATEEZ, the beginning and the end of things really matter, because the beginning is the end is the beginning. And upon first examination, this line just seems to be a meaningless start to a diary entry. But it's not. While at the beginning of Fever, the weather is clear, this is not the case as the series progresses. In Thanks, the clouds roll in. In Fireworks, it gets even worse. By Deja Vu, it's pouring rain. And in The Real, we reach the finale. ATEEZ caught in a great and terrible storm. They overcome the storm, and we end the series the same place we began, with clear weather. Now, this is actually not the first time we've seen this escalation of the storm. We get a preview of all this back in Illusion, playing out in the background on the boat while ATEEZ is on the way to Utopia. So what's the dealio? Why is the weather important? Well, I think it has something to do with this word, fever. Or at least the way ATEEZ uses this word. For ATEEZ, fever has several synonyms, including sickness, illness, and turbulence. Yes, turbulence is a synonym of fever, because it's something that makes you feel sick. If you're on an airplane or a boat, turbulence is what causes motion sickness. And when you feel sick, your symptoms include things like sweating, shaking, dizziness, and disorientation. And we see the effects of these symptoms all across ATEEZ's lyrics. But the way they use these words in their content usually does not mean literally being sick. Fever is used as a metaphor to talk about something else. So what makes ATEEZ feel sick? Well, they tell us. It's the negative things people say. And the lyrics of Thanks explicitly call out adults as the ones saying these things to young people. All of these symptoms are also things you experience if you are nervous or afraid. The word fever in ATEEZ content is a metaphor for the things people say that make you feel afraid, for the way adults and authority figures berate the choices of young people, for everyone who tells you to give up, for everyone who tells you to be someone you're not, for the bumps along the way, and for the terrifying barriers you must overcome in order to accomplish your dreams. And ATEEZ does overcome this fever. By the end of the series, they're no longer sick. They've gotten better. So back to the weather. If you feel sick, then you are under the weather. This storm, this dark cloud of bad weather that stalks them like a villain throughout the entire series, is fever. It is this visual representation of fear. This is further emphasized by their use of the word turbulence. No matter if you're on a boat or a plane or a flying boat plane, turbulence is caused by bad weather. By storms, by clouds. It's the freezing winds that make you shiver. They tell us in Don't Stop that sweat comes like rain. Fever comes as the weather. On your long journey, you will encounter roaring winds and rough waters and extreme turbulence, all attempts by the world to get you to give up. And the way to overcome all this is to believe in yourself. To have faith in yourself, to simply be who you really are, no matter what anyone else says. And eventually, the weather will clear.